channel. My name is Shamika and this is Check the Rhymes. I am super excited that you're here. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I am super hyped about today's show because I think the Jackson family is like my extended family, right? So today in the house, I have two members of the Jackson family. I have Toyia and Siggy Jackson. They're joining me today. We're just going to catch up because we go way back. So stay tuned. You definitely don't want to miss today's show. Welcome to Check the Rhymes. How are y'all?
We are amazing.
Good. No complaints at all. I mean,
yeah. Thank you for having us. It's been how many years?
A lot.
Last
not quite 10. We almost
right?
did 10 though. We almost did 10 years, y'all.
Ooh, that's okay. We can't have that.
So last time I saw you, Siggy didn't even want me. You want to check for me if nothing.
She just mad because I didn't give it away. Brothers can't do that these days. You can't tell a sister, "Yo, I'm feeling you, shorty." That don't work because then you chasing. I'm not Usain Bolt. My last name is Jackson.
No, you can chase.
I'm moonwalking. Just because I got a fast bite.
But we like to be courted and pursued and we can't read minds. We need to know if you like us or not, right?
He was giving mixed signals, but it's okay.
How was it mixed? It wasn't mixed. So hold on. She's leaving out a part. So really it went like this. We got introduced to each other.
Nobody cares. Next question.
See, we got introduced to each other.
Actually,
So
I was going to ask for those that don't know how you met.
So it was very funny. Starting the radio station. Okay, hold on, ladies first.
Yeah, because your version of the story
is great. My version is great.
Where Martin and Gina were telling different versions of how they met. That's me and Siggy.
You a tough piece of leather.
But you well put together. Literally, I was asked to produce a radio show.
Yep.
By a friend of mine, John Fargerholm, attorney. Shout out to John.
What did do?
And he asked me to produce a new artist segment, and I said, "Cool." And I end up being in my hotel room one day, and I was kind of falling asleep, and I heard somebody yelling, "Hey, it's night. We got 05 Jackie Jackson on the show." It was the Monique show, right? And, Jackie is fine.
Man, shout out to Monique.
Sorry,
hey.
Yeah. Your daddy's fine.
Sorry, your daddy's fine.
Well, I'm glad it passed off.
And so Jackie comes out. They bring Siggy out. I'm like, dang, the son fine too.
Now, was that the episode when Jackie, when she was like, Jackie Jackson be beating ass? Was it that one?
Yeah.
That was that part.
Yes, I remember.
So, yeah, man, I saw him. I looked up his management, and I got in touch with Pete. Rest in peace, Pete.
Oh man,
and
rest in peace.
He did the show for me.
Yes.
And I sent you a gift.
Yes, she did.
I sent him a toy motorcycle to thank him for coming on the show. It was green.
Aww.
No,
it was green, but okay.
Okay.
And I put a note in it, and I told Pete, if he was open to me learning more about the entertainment industry, to let me know. And so 2 weeks later, they called me and they asked me to do a show with Siggy, and I tried it. I did it a couple times, and he had a situationship, and so he kept me away from it.
I don't throw no poo-poos on the table.
Yeah, and so we just
I'm like, this is good tea right here.
I've never been that type dude. And
and so I respected where he was, and thought nothing of it. But I can't tell you what heightened my senses. One time we're at the studio, and Brandy.
Yes.
My sister-in-law, I made a comment and I said,
she gave away the game.
Yeah, I said, Siggy's probably a playboy player, got all the ladies. And she said, no, I'm really proud about my brother and how he treats and respects women and how he lives his life in that regards. And I was like, tell me more.
She thought I was running around being Dexter St. John, but
right, yeah. So yeah, but we got a very platonic, very respectful relationship.
And she did make me chase.
And we lost touch for a minute.
Touch for a slight minute. And actually, it was funny. Downstairs working on my bike, talking to my sister, and I kept bringing up Toya's name. And at the time, had got through over a bunch of things and trying to build my confidence back up. And, hollering at a sister, my wife is fine. I'm happy with what I'm at. I got a queen. So I had to get my confidence back up, and I kept saying, hey, maybe I should call Toyah. What do you think? And my sister, the first couple times, she was like, yeah, do it. By about the fourth time, she was like, look, listen here, man, pull your pants up, give her a call. She's going to say yes or she's going to say no. I gave Toyah a call, and she kind of said, hey, how you doing? Okay, nice to hear from you.
No.
And then, hold on, and I'm saying the short version. No, I'm just.
This ain't the story that I know.
No. Here's the thing. So I'm going to leave the she shaded me part out. I got to still be the man.
I shaded you.
No, she straight shaded me.
I said, who is this?
Yep, that's the story I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why can't I ever just leave it out and make, my Siggy Jackson
we're going to tell the real version, Martin.
Okay, she shaded the shit out of it.
And he says, Siggy. I said, Siggy Jackson?
Siggy Jackson?
Said, well, how many Siggys
do you know?
And I think I said something like the one that was always standing me up or something slick.
You actually did. No, her words were exactly the same Siggy Jackson who always stood me up. I said, I guess so.
And you asked me out a couple times.
A few times, actually. And she didn't call me back.
You know who told
for a few months, and I said, "Oh, okay, cool." I was about to point my bike that way. They'd be like, "Which way did he go?" That way.
But let me say,
and she called me back.
It was my mom and a couple friends because I had told them, and they were like, "Stop playing games with that man. Just go." You wanted to get to know him on that level. Mm-hmm. Give it at least one date, or a chance. And I did, and we had a chill date, just Siggy and Toyah vibe. I mean, we're yin and yang, but we have a lot in common.
A lot in common.
So, I'm a big fan of relationships where not everything has to be some entertaining show. Because I feel like, if you start at the peak, the valleys are kind of hard to deal with. So we would run errands together and go to taco trucks. And
we was doing everything we could. Walking.
Working out together.
Yeah, just the oddball stuff, I guess you do when you really want to know somebody and you say, okay, look, I'm going to be as transparent as I can. I'm going to put everything on the table. I got nothing to hide.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And, it really got to that point where I told her, I said, hey, sweetie, if you can't say it nice and sugarcoat it, then just say it. I'm going to have to eat it. This is a part of being a man. This is a part of being in that relationship, saying I'm trying to really get to know you. There's nothing to hide on the table.
I love that. Y'all are like the ones I look to, relationship goals like that.
Thank you. It's a lot of work.
It is, but it's constant growth, but that's supposed to be a relationship. I mean,
right.
The day you stay stagnant is the day that the man's going to call you back home. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be growth until the end, to where when you're sitting there old, you should laugh and be like, hey, you remember when we used to,
That was something I loved about your grandfather. He would always say, like, I gotta stay
life is in the makeover.
I gotta stay in motion.
I gotta stay in motion. If I stay in motion, if I don't, if I sit still, he would say, I'm gonna die.
It's gonna take me away.
It's gonna take me away. He said, I gotta stay in motion. Mm-hmm. He said, because life is always in the makeover. It's how you redo yourself. Because we climb to fall. Now you can fall out of control or you can fall gracefully because you climb again. Mm-hmm. And everybody thinks that the climb is different when actually in life you're always climbing. Yeah. It's just the lessons you learn on how to climb again. Because that fall is the learning lesson. So everyone thinks the climb is different or it's harder. No. It's just you have to really pay attention to what you just learned, because you're going to fall to climb again.
Yes. My granddad says the same thing. Like he's 93 and he's like, I'm staying busy working and always moving. Even if I'm walking around outside.
I get it.
That's such a blessing that you guys both have like grandparents around. That knowledge, man, is crazy. Like every time I'm around his grandma, because I don't have any.
Grandma love her.
I don't have any more grandparents.
She treat me like chopped liver. How say you
Yeah.
cool? Where Toyah at?
Grandma, let me tell you.
Love you, Grandma. Bye.
That's the queen right there, man. I'm like, to have her blood running through my kids' veins is just I don't have words. Like she's just like queen status, and I have no words.
It's crazy to see.
Crazy.
It's actually, I'm going to say it's humbling to see how she's earned her stripes and to see how the generations have changed.
She's one of the most classiest women I've ever met in my life. Your grandma, for sure. One of the classics.
I would say thank you, but I have to look at her because she set the standards. Her and my grandfather, they set the standards, and to be able to be blessed with a woman of her knowledge. I mean, she could tell you such little words, but right fine to the point where you understand it in life. And someone who's seen that much in life and had to raise so many individuals into this world, whether they were superstars or not, she kept them out of jail. She kept their heads right. And in this business, in between her marriage and everything else, and that was a whole nother time.
Right.
As I got older, the respect always just grows for what I know, so to say.
Circling back to those lessons.
Yeah, what our parents went through and their parents went through to push us forward.
Right, absolutely.
She definitely got all the badges of honors. Yes. She got everything going on. Yeah. I'm always proud to say that's my grandmother. Yeah. And not just because of who my uncle was, but because of the type of lady she was and is today.
Yeah. I'm all in my head. I'm like, she's my grandma from a distance.
Everybody's grandma.
Everybody's grandma.
I'm gonna tell you,
everybody's.
There's a couple grandmas that I feel like there's a couple of sisters that I was like, okay, Grandma Angela Bassett, Felicia Rashad.
Yes.
Right. Who else? We missing somebody.
Ooh, that's a long list.
Jennifer Lewis.
Jennifer Lewis. Let me tell you something.
Oh wow!
If Jennifer Lewis sees this, okay. I just want to hug her and squeeze her because that voice.
Yes.
Jennifer Lewis when she's on a show or a movie.
You know it.
And let me tell you, this might be, because I'm a big Mara Brock Akil fan as well. Big fan. And I know, Miss Lewis, you might have other favorite roles, but I loved you on Girlfriends as Tony Child's mom. And on the brothers.
Yo.
I told
she had me watching Girlfriend.
I told Siggy, I said, I'm acting, you Ricky, I'm Lucy. So every time I get a chance, Jennifer Lewis, if you're watching this.
You know what? You haven't, you know what? Her manager does pay attention to my stuff because I interviewed Jennifer Lewis a couple years ago. And I was like, you haven't lived until you've been cussed out by Jennifer Lewis.
For Lewis.
I was.
Yes. That's an honor.
Nobody messing with me in these streets. I'm going to shoot my shot. Jennifer Lewis, Miss Lewis. I mean, if I can just get a hug from you.
I love it. Not to be funny, but
I keep a mask on and everything.
Oh, man, the inspiration.
Yeah.
The class.
Man, she's like, oh my God. Just that whole...
Her story alone is amazing. I don't know if you've read her book, but her story is so amazing.
Yeah, no, I did read the book. The Mother of Black Hollywood.
Yes.
Yeah, you can tell I'm a fan, huh?
Well, I mean, how can you ignore that? I mean, not even if you're not interested in Hollywood, the changes and the barriers she had to break.
Oh, we can't mention Miss Lewis without mentioning Loretta Devine.
Yes.
Come on now.
Yes.
Come on now. It's the list goes on.
Yeah.
That we still, I feel the newer generations still have to look back because I think that would actually humble them quite a lot.
So much talent, man. It's crazy.
It's not just the, it's funny, baby, not just the talent, but the dedication, the class, and the willingness to actually accept critique.
Yes.
To accept a bad actual comment to say, I can get better. Because really, there is no such thing as a bad comment.
I mean, you probably not giving those women bad comments because you might get a spank and a pop.
Like I said, it's an honor. Pop.
Spank. Time out.
Speaking of like Hollywood and productions and stuff like that, you guys have a production company, so you got to tell me about that and the docuseries. Yes. So, like, tell me everything.
From past the assist on out. I mean,
I'll let
her talk.
Our production company is called Undeniable Visions.
Yes, ma'am.
And we have quite a few projects in the queue right now. The first one is probably coming out February, March.
Around there. It's dependent upon the editor.
Yeah, it's called, we're in talks with distribution right now. So it's called Black Businesswomen Cry Different. It's a docuseries that follows the challenges of Black women in business in several different industries, from law to medicine. And it was great for me to get my feet wet, getting back into one of my passions. Siggy's one of the producers on there. Our boy, Dom White. We had a segment produced by Marcus Nobry.
Yep.
It's really telling the story of where we're at as Black women right now. Because on one side, people would feel like we're winning right now, right? It's our time, it's our shine, but there's still things that happen that are unfortunate for us as Black women as well. So we're kind of following these stories. And I'm just very grateful for everybody that was part of that project and
was willing to actually tell their story, because
stories. From the legal standpoint, what happens in the courtrooms, right?
Right.
I've been blessed to know. I know some of the best attorneys in the world of every color. All their experiences are very different, especially when I talk to my friends that are Black women.
Right.
I went to law school for mediation and conflict resolution at Pepperdine Law. And my specialty wasn't the attorney track. It was to settle conflicts amongst business internationally and negotiate deals.
Okay.
And so I met
that's a lot of different characters. And different ways that people are living.
A part of that track, I had to settle a lot of cases to graduate, and I saw the difference how we were treated as Black women in certain instances, and I really wanted to highlight that. Having been a business owner for the past, I'm aging myself.
Come on with it.
16 years, 15, 16 years I've been in business.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we have some sitcoms. We got some shorts that Siggy's written. He's been instrumental in the treatment for Black businesswomen as well. And then we are about to do a short kind of doc about Siggy's personal experience growing up in Jackson family.
Okay.
So
did I miss anything?
No, I mean, we have our iconic, as far as film direction too, like I said, we had His and Hers Highways, which was also, we'll get into those details a little later, but right now the Black businesswoman is the main thing, because after seeing what also, like
that's the main thing, the first project coming out.
The first project.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll say it
from the company.
Because we have quite a few. We have some artists. We also open up a management company. But with the Black businesswomen, it was also due to the fact of watching a lot of, I've seen a lot of women, from the Debbie Allens to my Aunt Janet to the Toyah to Whitney to watching Barry White's wife, seeing how my Aunt Hazel, there's a lot of the challenges to get respect. I mean, you have one or two titles. And it's so funny. A lot of women, a lot of business people will refer to my aunt. And I told Toyah, I was telling her, I said, sweetie, I said, the higher you climb, they're going to refer to you. Also, just as a woman, you already have enough. Being a minority and then being a Black woman, it changes, because they're going to say, basically, you're a B, you're a bitch.
Right.
Which is, or you're bending over being a H.
Right.
So to say. And I'm sorry, but having daughters, you're going to call my daughter a bitch before anything, because you're going to respect her business and you're going to respect her as a woman. And a lot of these people out here, as men, it is a very, very manly based business. It's Jurassic too.
Right.
They don't have that respect.
I think the challenge for me is with raising 3 girls is that I don't feel like, and I've heard people like Nicki Minaj and a plethora of women say, like, why do I have to be called a bitch just because I'm handling my business? You wouldn't say that about Siggy if he sits down with a deal, right?
Yeah.
So a big passion for me in completing this project was changing the narrative for my daughters and some of the other children in my village.
Yeah.
We have there's a portion of the project where we ask the interviewees, like, who would you have needed to see if you were 5 years old, right? And I asked a lot of them, like, were women in your family business owners, right? Were they bosses? And the majority of them said no. Okay, cool. So my next question is, tell me a time about when you knew that you were trying to overcome a barrier strictly because you're Black. All of them, when you see the show, they almost all said the same thing. These women don't know each other, never met each other. They all have the same,
same story.
That's interesting that you brought that up, because I occasionally write for inhersight.com, which is about women in the professional settings and workplace, all that stuff. And I did an article, I'm like, was it this year? My years are running together. I think it was earlier this year. And I interviewed 5 different women. They've never met each other. I don't even really know them. And they all had similar experiences in the workplace with how they were treated. It was just crazy. And then when I started to hear their experiences, I'm like, wait a minute, I've had these experiences as well. So it's very interesting across the board how we all kind of have those similar experiences, no matter what field it is.
Yeah, and it's funny, like, the leading title is Black Businesswomen Cry Different, but we're gonna follow this profile into Asian women, Latina women,
minority women cry differently.
It's a universal struggle for women. Yeah. I want this piece to unify us as women, but I'm a Black woman, so I'm gonna start with the Black woman's story.
We can only talk about our topics.
Yeah, right. And then, like, I already have some of my friends that are from the Asian community and the Latina community rallying around me that are ready to
tell their story,
pull this all together.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, because raising girls, Shamika, you know how it is to be a woman. It's crazy. Even in journalism, I'm sure that you see some challenges and differences, especially being a Black woman. Because back in the day, they didn't even want us telling our own stories.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even I get frustrated weekly. Like, it's like with certain people, I still have to prove myself, regardless of the fact I've been in this industry for, now I'm aging myself, 20 years. But
no.
A couple years.
But yeah, it's like I get frustrated. Like, I have to prove, even with having this platform, I'm like, but here's all my receipts. I just decided to do the stories I wanted to do on this platform. I still have all this experience, and it's still like, well, we need to know this, and this, and this, and then we need proof of this, and this, just to set up an interview. And I'm like, no,
but it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because when you look on the side of the talent, right, there's so many of us that would rather give you the story, and they don't take that into consideration. There's some people that Siggy and I will not sit down with.
Period. It just won't happen.
We get the request, and it's like, no, because at the end of the day, we're not necessarily checking for followers and blue checks. We're checking for comfort and trust and a vibe.
Yeah, right? I mean, to be honest, the whole thing is you want people. I'm going to say it like this: if you give me enough respect to say you don't like my product or like what I am actually speaking, I have to give you the same respect to try and change, or maybe even try and touch you in another way. Then,
right?
If you allow me to do that, because to the person who doesn't like you, I say, well, keep not liking me, because that means you're actually checking me out in detail. If they have enough to say to critique you, so to say.
What did you say what Uncle Tito told me the other day?
Well,
or at the family dinner.
What's that?
Summing up what you're saying.
Yeah.
I asked Uncle Tito at the family dinner, I said, what's your advice you can give me after all your years in the industry? And you know what he said?
You know my uncle.
He's so smooth, man.
I love Tito.
He's a cool cat, man.
he said, when they stop talking about you, that's when you have a problem.
Don't worry about it, as long as they're talking about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sad.
Yeah. Like I said, if you hate me today, hate me tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was telling, when I was talking to Toyah, it was so funny. You know, people are always saying it's a nationality based of hatred or this or that. Mm-hmm. But I said, right now, it's actually a feminist thing. I said, they're allowing a little portion for women of any nationality, especially minorities, and not just Black women. They're giving women a little retribution. And sweetheart, you're too smart. You have too much shine for me not to stand to the side or just make sure I got your back and make sure they respect you as a businesswoman and respect your knowledge. I said, because in a minute, they're going to stop looking. This is just the natural way that life goes. I said, they're not going to look at a woman anymore as a businesswoman. If you don't make a stake right now, if these women don't stand up right now and say, "This, we've had this knowledge for a long time. I've had ideas. I have the business capabilities, and I don't have to come in dressed, showing different things or this or that. I can come in dressed, wearing a suit. You will respect my business. You will respect my knowledge. You will respect my degrees. You won't just look below the neck."
Right.
I said, we got a short term. I said, and you have to make this happen.
Well, you know, the window to change the narrative is the challenge for me. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because I don't want to be respected just because we're in fashion. You know, we have Kamala Harris in office.
Right.
We've had all these different political climate changes that makes us in fashion right now, particularly for the venture capital sector as well, where we're seeing people wanting to fund minority businesses, minority women-owned companies. You know, and I love it. But let's not make it a temporary
fad.
Yeah, right. Don't put me on your bed. Don't check me off for your affirmative action. I don't want that.
Don't excuse me for the
commercial. Treat me like you treat any other person sitting in that room, because I'm just as good, if not better, most times better.
Yes.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. So speaking of other businesses that y'all have, you mentioned the management company. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Iconic Choice Management.
Yeah. With Dad's blessings.
Yes.
We started ICM, and we have one particular artist.
A youngster, actually. Very young.
Yeah, Jamaica. Pop artist. 17 years old.
Got a light coming off of him, man.
Yeah.
he's
on TikTok. TikTok.
TikTok. Yes, you did.
Not to say you on TikTok,
You said you old. I didn't say that, so it's all good.
You know what? It's okay. It took me over an hour to upload one TikTok, and I was like, I'm done. Same for me.
Wow. I literally said this boy on TikTok. He gonna kill me.
It's all right. You got to deal with Jamaica. I mean,
now, is that his real name, or did y'all just combine like Michael Jackson?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. His name it's a combination of Janet and Michael. Dude.
So can I say it?
Say it.
So most of y'all.
No, you can't say it.
Why?
I don't know where you were going with that.
You know what? Stay out of this. Y'all gonna laugh when you see who the youngster is, but he played 2 Chainz.
He played 2 Chainz.
He played the young 2 Chainz.
This bigger than you. This shit
bigger than you.
Oh, bigger than you. That's Jamaica.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's cool.
When I say he got some shine coming off of him, he got a spirit coming off of him.
Yeah, and Dad loves him.
Very untouched. And very open.
And we have Jamaica, and we have a songwriting team that can write for any TV film. Our artist Justina and Mikhail.
Yeah, we got that song Hero.
Focused on it was licensed out to a few shows. Yeah. We have our boy Lou, who is in the cryptocurrency music space. He's been he's written for
Marvel Comics.
Yeah, on Defenders. Yeah. So that's our camp right now, with the highlighted artist being Jamaica. So to all you guys watching, hit him up on TikTok. He's not back on Instagram yet. Add him on Spotify. We have his first video being released on New Year's Day called Beautiful Days. I've already been playing it on radio stations.
Yeah, and they've been.
They love him.
It's the new generation. It's so crazy watching where it's going.
Tic tac, tickety tock, clickety clack.
Yo, Jamichael, I have no
generation. That's right. Follow my baby on Tic Tacs.
Tic Tacs.
I'm gonna
be calling it that. I'm gonna be calling it that.
Yeah, follow my baby Jamichael on Tic Tacs.
TikTok. Not Tic Tac.
Follow him.
So when I met you guys were doing the radio. I met you at the radio station, actually.
Yes.
You and Brandy and Pete.
Yes.
I got pictures with all of y'all. So I would be I would be at work sneaking to listen to y'all's show. I think I called in a few times.
Now, I appreciate that.
You were number 3 of 5 listeners. Now
you're y'all had a ton of listeners. I would have to keep calling trying to get in.
I'm kidding.
I knew it was coming though.
It was Dad, Grandma.
Yes.
And like 4 other people.
Yeah,
so 10 listeners.
About 4. 4 minus.
Yeah. So are y'all coming back with the show?
We are coming
Definitely.
back. His and Hers Highways. Look for it in the spring.
Yeah, we just had to reset the asphalt, repave a few things out. There was some bumps on the highway.
Bumps on the highway, but we're definitely coming back. We're coming
back.
Definitely,
Though.
Yeah.
No question.
Look out for it. We have a segment we'll probably start dropping called Pass the Assist.
Yes.
And it's basically highlighting different real life experiences where Siggy can close the deal and I had to come through for the one time.
That's how it goes. I mean, not to be funny, it's people are always saying, "Oh, it's humbling. Your wife, is so great in business and this and that." I go, "You wouldn't sit down if your wife had a greatness about her. You wouldn't sit down." And it's not sitting down, shall I say? It's passing the assist and helping run the parts of the ship that you got to run.
Yeah.
To make sure that the name stays polished, your wife stays respected. Like there's no possible way that I would call myself stupid and have a woman with this much knowledge and actual just a glow in her essence in her spirit from actual directing to business knowledge that turns over into actual knowledge and wisdom in life and presence. There's no way. I love passing my wife business, and I learned so much watching her close the deal. I think most of these guys are more intimidated, saying, "You're not gonna close the deal." No, you gonna respect my wife, and she's gonna dot these I's and cross these T's, and you're gonna love how she does business. I guarantee you'll call me back.
I love this. I love this. So I do have a couple extra random questions. I thought about it.
Shoot them.
We are I think was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. And I know I said this was going to air later, but November. We'll just say November. The end of November marked the 39th anniversary of the release of the Thriller album, right? Mm-hmm. So I got to ask what your favorite song is off that album. And, I'll let you answer that, and then I have a part 2 to that question.
On the Thriller album, was Human Nature on that one or Off the Wall?
No.
So mine was Human Nature. That's on the Thriller. Yeah, so Human Nature.
Stuck. Human Nature is always going to be, because that was a piece of my uncle.
Yeah. That was my absolute favorite Michael song in general, was Human Nature, for sure.
Because I have to think, I'm like, God, so many albums.
I think yours is Human Nature on that album.
No, it's Human Nature. Yeah. It's Human Nature. I like the whole album, but Human Nature, it's so funny when they say a hit is a hit. It's timeless.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's funny how it always turns over.
Yeah.
Into what today is and how people are living.
Are you sure it's a Thriller?
I like Thriller for Thriller's the visual.
Can I throw him under the bus?
I love Thriller because it was a movie.
I'm pretty sure it's Thriller. Let me show you guys. No, 2 seconds. I'm going to show you how I know it's Thriller.
See, she's going to go grab my vest. And like I said, I love...
Oh, it's not here.
Good. That's what you get.
Oh, man. Okay, so that one's upstairs.
And really, I mean, you had Captain EO. You had Ghost. Remember the time.
Sorry, guys. There's 2.
Yeah, Smooth
I thought
Criminal.
This was the one. But...
Yeah, Moonwalker.
Yeah, you know what's so funny? The car I had before this one was called Thriller, had a Thriller tag on the front.
Hey.
This car that I have now is called Moonwalker.
Oh, okay.
There we go. See, I like Dirty Diana. I like Speed Demon. I mean, the list goes down for him. But I liked his. I always liked the visual part. Yes. But Human Nature, and to be honest, I mean, I would say one of my other favorites would be Keep It in the Closet.
That wasn't on Thriller though.
No, it wasn't on Thriller. I'm just listing now because he had so many. So on the Thriller album is Human Nature.
Okay,
as far as visual,
part two of my question: Off the Wall or the Thriller album? Which one is the best one?
Off the Wall. That's a
damn.
What kind of question is that?
How you gonna ask us that?
I made Tito answer it, so y'all gotta answer it.
Okay, I'm gonna say it like this.
Lady in My Life.
I'm gonna have to say. No, now you got me going through all the songs.
You want me to sing?
Off the Wall is the better.
I'm gonna have to say Off the Wall. I'm gonna have to say Off the Wall.
You said Off the Wall?
I said Off the Wall.
Off the Wall. Off the Wall.
Off the Wall. Off the Wall is it.
I mean, Tito's in between those two.
Yeah.
Like I said, the visual on that was also a change of era.
Yeah.
When he did Thriller, that was a whole change of what video and music was about to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
He set a standard when he did Thriller.
Yeah.
And then, so it's like, but musically, off the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Off the wall was cold-blooded.
Yeah. I just remembered something. So Siggy, and I don't know if you still are you still rapping?
Every now and then, like I said, it's doing more writing.
Okay. Than
anything. I mean, if I could be out there doing something, that's great. It's not that I feel old or anything. I just
learned something about you.
There's so many other aspects.
I just learned something
to this music industry.
With that.
What's that?
Literally, I was like today's years old. I didn't know that I won't throw people under the bus. I didn't know you were ghostwriting for so many people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, did I know that? Because when my first paid writing gig, I interviewed Siggy for it. I still have the check stub. I still have the check stub. I got $50 for that article.
So,
I didn't know you were a ghostwriter. Somebody sent me something about and asked me about it. I didn't know it.
Yeah, well, what's so funny is that that's the one thing that my grandfather and my uncle and a lot of my uncles and my aunts always wanted us to know was the other side of the business. Because back in the days, in the short story was they kept you with a lack of knowledge. They didn't want you to know public thing. They didn't want you to understand royalties, writing, that actual placements, and having you selling your music. People forget it's the music business, and really it should be called the business of music. Yeah. And new generation really has it good right now. They've cut out about 20 different degrees of separation of what we're all in our pocket. I mean, in short, I'm gonna say it like this: there's no way that Janet, Michael, or any of those artists from back in the day who had those horrible deals should have had to tour into their 50s or having to sell out crowds of 20,000, 30,000 people, where now you can go pay the venue, you can get the residents, and then you're just paying for your food and your normal business, and you're trying to sell your music. Now you're getting to go knock on Warner Brothers' door. Maybe you have an in. But before, the music, they would give you a little upfront money, give you a budget, and it's red light, yellow light, green light. You're red light forever. And then they own all of your music.
Yeah, it's definitely
it's way better now. You don't even have to put out a whole album. You could put out a single. You can put out EPs and singles.
We are working on an EP for Jamaica right now, and our 2022 game plan really, I don't think, surpasses 10 songs.
No, and
I think that's kind of the norm now. Yeah,
yeah. So it's like, people, I've been asked a few times, hey, man, you going to come back and rap? It's like, it's not ever really stopped. It's just if I had something to say, I will say it. And I wouldn't really care, what to say people's response was. But right now, I like sitting behind the desk and actually, because there's so much more to learn about this business. And with someone like this on my side, I don't feel I could lose. It's just there's too much knowledge. There's too much knowledge in this house to be dancing around in circles. And I'm pretty sure my Uncle Michael would have said the same thing. Hey, man, before you have to have a spotlight on you running down the street, he goes, hey, there's plenty of Bentleys, Ferraris, and mansions that don't have a spotlight on them. They're obviously doing something right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. I'd rather go into acting, to be honest. I feel like I got a lot more stuff.
He's trying to be shy. He has a movie coming out in 2022 called Bon Kazooie.
Yes.
Directed by our good friend
Yuji.
And so
we have Bolo's son in it.
Yeah.
His was it Shenzhen? He played Chung Li in Bloodsport. His son.
Okay.
He's also great martial artist, great person. His name is David. And yeah, we had a great cast.
Where will the movie be? Where can we see it?
Chung Li.
I don't know who the distribution is yet, but I know it'll be streamed, and I think it's going to be in theaters.
Yeah, no, it's going to be released to theaters. Okay. Now, we don't know if it's going to start internationally.
Yeah, we don't know if it's going to be overseas first.
Yeah, we don't know where it's going to be released, but I'm happy to do it. I'm glad I was given the opportunity to work with such great actors and a great team. It was good.
I love how you guys are so, like, you have your hands in so many things and you're doing it together. I love this, and I'm so excited that you guys came here on Check the Rhymes. It's been a long time coming, and so
we can't keep it like this no more. We gotta keep up.
Go
ahead.
Our oldest daughter, Kai, is coming out with a book.
Yes.
Oh.
I'll be releasing that title on Instagram pretty soon. So.
Don't forget a couple of products we have are learning. You know what's so funny is being parents, learning
teaching them entrepreneurship, because they need a job.
JOB is the word for today.
They need a job.
You know.
And you know what? I hate to say it.
I understand why my mom and my pops were the way they were now.
All of our children have rhythm.
Oh.
So
business is going to happen.
Yeah, there's going to be some doctors and lawyers.
Maybe fencing, maybe rugby. It's going to be something. It might be rowing.
It sounds like you got a budding journalist, maybe author.
Yeah.
My girl is. But dancing is not.
No, when it comes to Kai and Jared cannot dance.
My auntie Reby said it looked like it hurt.
Or sing.
When they dancing.
But Sky and I give me hope.
No, the youngest two.
Yeah.
They're on beat. They're on rhythm.
Kai and Jared are talents.
You remember in the 80s when you used to watch the people do ballet?
You give them too much credit.
To hip hop. They in the middle of that. They're just not. My aunt said. She said it looked like it hurt, baby. Don't do that. My family's cold blooded with it. There's no shame in the game.
Yeah. Too much credit, actually.
Siggy, your kids can't dance. Better let them know now.
That's okay. They got other talents. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's going to be rock and roll or something.
No, they're not even on beat for a song that's not playing.
Oh. Well,
I didn't say that.
Well, yeah, they will be good doing other things.
Yes.
I'm about to send them to you to learn how to.
We're definitely gonna find out.
Be a journalist, cause tell me how much that tuition is for me.
Journalism, train conductor, something. Tickets, please.
Train conductor.
Do you take financial aid?
Oh man, you know.
We can work that out.
I need a payment plan, sis.
We got to do something. Something that's got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let everybody know where they can find you online.
You can find us at official Siggy Jackson on Instagram. Toyia L Jackson, Toyia L Jackson Instagram. We have a TikTok called The New Jacksons.
The New Jacksons.
TikTok. Okay. We on TikTok.
We on TikTok.
If I can figure out how to search, I'm gonna find you.
There we go.
Oh no.
We are on TikTok. ToyiaJackson.com.
Yes.
And if all else fails, go to my Instagram and our link tree is all
it's
there.
all linked in.
Also, by the time we finish this interview today, blackbusinesswomencrydifferent.com.
Yes.
Perfect.
To keep up with that.
So people can keep up when it's coming out.
We're pretty active on Instagram, and my Twitter is Toyia Jackson. And you don't tweet with Elite no more, huh?
No, I'm not putting my my tenders out there anymore until I really got something to say.
He's most active on Instagram, but that's not we're very searchable.
Yeah, and we haven't been hiding. We just had to hit the reset button, and we had a good foundation. We just been rebuilding the house.
IMDb too. You guys will see more and more of our projects on IMDb searchable on there. So
it's gonna be a lot more out in people's face. I'm gonna say.
We ready. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for
you gotta come back when the project starts popping off next year.
Anytime when we lock in the distribution and stuff, we'll love to come back and tell you how things are going.
Yes, please do. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, happy holidays coming up.
Happy
holidays.
Yes, even through all of this.
It is going to be an amazing 2022.
It has to be.
Claiming it.
It has to be. I won't accept anything else because it's to everybody out there, all we can say is, keep your heads to the sky, stay blessed, stay safe, try to treat everybody we can the best we can. And remember, we're all humans still here, We all got to live.
Yes.
We all got to live. Remember what everybody's going through. So sometimes it's better just to walk away or, say have a nice day.
There you go.